from you. 3.
Hi, my name is Lou. I'm at a place called Svay Chlom village. It's actually near Phnom Penh. We've crossed the Mekong to come to this small village near Phnom Penh, and you can see Phnom Penh across over there. I'm here with Tri. Tri is actually a tuk-tuk driver in Phnom Penh. So the purpose of this video is just to get to know the story of a tuk-tuk driver who happens to be my wife's uncle, and my wife is kindly filming at the moment. So we've had a chat and learned a bit about Tri's story. So what I can tell you is that he was born during the time of, a little boy during the time of Pol Pot, and during that time he was actually helping ensure that a lot of rice that was that all the rice that was produced was not wasted, that it was all collected during harvest. That was one of the things he did. And then when he was during the 80s, so after that period, and he was around 16, 17 years old, so we're talking the mid-80s, the country's still a mess. He was actually involved in maintaining train tracks. The train tracks weren't very reliable, and he had to help maintain them, and that would involve riding trains sometimes, not passenger trains but cargo trains. And on one particular journey on one of these trains, he found that the co-workers were sitting down playing cards, making a lot of noise. He didn't really want to be there because it was so noisy, they were so noisy, so he actually decided to climb on top of the train. And then he was near the front of the train and there was smoke going into his face, so he wanted to jump from one carriage further back so that there wouldn't be smoke going into his face. You know, like you see in movies, jumping from one carriage to another. There happened to be bags of salt on top of the train. Maybe there wasn't enough space in the train for the bags of salt and some were put on top, I don't know. But in the process of trying to jump from one carriage to another, he tripped on one of those bags of salt. He ended up falling down. He managed to hold himself onto the side of the train. So the train was moving, he's there, he's tripped, he's on the side of the train, he's holding on. And one of his legs is actually, flying sort of back from the train, and it came into contact, smashed into a tree, and that caused, he fell onto the ground. There was quite a serious injury. He was taken to hospital. A few of his toes were removed. At the time, one of his colleagues, or one or more of his colleagues, saw what had happened, and so the train stopped, and they, reversed, picked him up, took him to hospital, and that was that. More recently, he was working, driving passengers in a motorcycle around Phnom Penh, and had another accident with
With the same foot.
with another vehicle, which injured the same leg even further, and he had to have even more of his toes removed, and there's quite a serious injury to his leg. So he's happy to share that, to show us his leg. So we'll do that now.
Xe ai món ai con mày
Xe ai món.
xe ai món này.
So as you can see, the leg is severely injured. His toes are missing, so it's not that his foot is missing, his toes are missing. He had several operations, and I think even a piece of bone was taken. Was it a piece of bone taken from
the hip?
From his hip, and actually placed maybe in that area there. And the real irony in this is that the irony or tragedy in this is that the reason he was working with the trains is because at the time there was one option was to join the army, and the reason he didn't join the army is because he knew that a lot of the people working in the army would have their legs blown off by mines. In fact, even just yesterday I saw a man in full army uniform walking along the street with crutches and one leg missing. So at least he has his leg. At least Tree has his leg, and he's able to work. So, and he's also got a wife and 2 kids. So none of this has stopped him from getting married and having 2 kids. The 2 kids have grown up and they're great kids.
So one operation is have to reverse, turn over the muscle.
Turn over the muscle.
Yeah, collapse the muscle.
តឡប់
Yeah.
អញ្ចឹងมันវះ4-5 ដងគឺមានតិច
Yeah.
កោសវះកោសឆ្អឹងដំបងអត់អញ្ចឹងទេណាដល់ទៅឆ្អឹងវាងាយវាស្អុយគេកោសគេវះ
So infection to the bone, they have to scrap the infection
អ
off.
ត់ណានេះអត់ទាន់ចិត្តល្អ
See, it's got the hole. See how the hole.
Yeah. Is it painful? You're asking.
Sure.
Is it any more painful than the other leg?
kia
or-
នេះណានេះ
It's more here because the whole
នេះ
pressure on here.
Yeah. So he's got to be careful, I guess,
Yeah.
that coming into contact with
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And then, and the next thing to talk about is the fact that after the second accident and all the operations and the state that he found himself in, he wasn't able to. Well, it wasn't a good idea to ride motorcycles anymore because it was more difficult to keep balance.
Yeah.
So for 6 years he's been driving a tuk-tuk,
Yeah.
and very soon we'll go and take a ride in his tuk-tuk.
Okay.
You can end it there.